Yeah, that's right. If you're paying attention, I am recording this video at 7 a.m., waking up in the morning. It happens to be Wednesday, not Friday, and this happened right before I was about to go to bed, so let's make another video, let's talk about this, because we have ourselves some pretty big NHL news. This isn't breaking news, according to Chad D. Dominicis, who does work with the Expected Buffalo podcast. Friedman and Merrick were on this a week ago. But multiple sources has confirmed to Chad that the Buffalo Sabres will buy out the last 3 years of Jeff Skinner's contract, bearing an unforeseen trade. I discuss his Buffalo career and reasoning for the move. Now, I like that the picture that they used for the article is a picture of Jeff Skinner scoring a goal in Vancouver. I can tell because of the jerseys, because of the color of the seats, and because of the Save on Food ad on the boards right there. But Jeff Skinner has just been confirmed about an hour ago to being bought out by the Buffalo Sabres. And now, we have ourselves the tweets. You may be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, Jeff Skinner is finishing his 6 years with the Buffalo Sabres, 18th all-time in goals for Buffalo, 5 behind Pat LaFontaine. You may be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, was this guy not good? Jeff Skinner, go over to last year, he had an 82-point season, 35 goals. The year before that, he had 33 goals. His first season in Buffalo, he had 40 goals. This season, sure, you could say Jeff Skinner declined a little bit. He had 46 points in 74 games played, 24 goals, but it was a huge improvement over the 2020-2021 disaster season he had 14 points in 53 games played before getting 63 points and before getting 82 points. Jeff Skinner has been a very competent NHL caliber scorer. So why are they buying him out? Well, it's because that contract is really ugly. He's making $9 million a year till the end of 2026-2027. The contract started out in 2019-20. So heading into what was this season, Jeff Skinner got paid, and the dollar amount does not equate to what Jeff Skinner has been on the ice. Maybe this previous season in 22-23, you could say that Skinner played like a $9 million caliber asset. 82 points, okay, over a point per game. 35 goals, 47 assists, okay. $9 million for that guy is not the worst thing in the world. But $9 million for everybody else? Yeah, no, all these other seasons you could say were not $9 million caliber worthy, and for the Buffalo Sabres, losing out on a player that they genuinely seem to like, that they genuinely seem to root for, because he came back after this disaster season where everybody was clowning on his $9 million contract. Haha, that guy only had 14 points, and he's making nearly 8 digits. Everybody was clowning on the guy. So the fact that he was able to rebound and actually produce very well in the next few years, it made him an easy story for Buffalo fans to attach and emotionally invest in. So, to see this all go away down the drain, get bought out after having a pretty okay season, all things considered, it kind of stings. Let's go out there and read some of the tweets over here. So this is what the Sabres are gaining and losing in cap space each year by buying out Jeff Skinner. This upcoming season, they're saving $7.5 million, which you could very well say is worth it if you take a look at the amount of money that is being freed up here. The season after, 4.5 mil, so still good, maybe not as good, and then the year after, 2.5 mil. After 2027, though, the Sabres have 3 seasons of a $2.44 million cap penalty attached to their salary cap structure, and to be honest, if the cap is going to rise to $90, $95, $100 million by this time frame, this $2.4 million is not the biggest deal in the world. Really, the Sabres are doing this because they want to take advantage of the savings now. They want to be able to use that money elsewhere now, even if it means getting rid of a guy that I think a lot of Sabres fans have really come to adore over the past few seasons. That's a lot of money, man, but still. Jeff Skinner is getting bought out in the process. Now, let's go out there and talk about some of the analytical models, because you did have yourselves some of the main ones going out there and talking about this. JFresh tweeted out that Jeff Skinner will be bought out by Buffalo. He's a very efficient goal scorer, a strong chance creator, especially off the rush, an inconsistent playmaker though, not much of a puck carrier, agile but not a fast skater, and he's uninvolved defensively and on the forecheck with little physicality. You can see here his wins above replacement number. It was at near 100% in 22-23 when he had the 82-point season, which makes sense. But still, he's got the time on ice of a third liner. He's in the top 17% of NHL players, and he's in the top 4% of NHL players in terms of even strength offense. He's in the bottom whatever percent, though, of even strength defense. So the guy really doesn't play well off the puck and in his own zone, but when it comes to being able to do offensive things, yeah, Jeff Skinner is an absolute crazy player, super efficient with producing points, and he's a strong chance creator, as Jay Fresh went out there and said. So this still is a very valuable piece that you can have on your NHL team. It's just at a $9 million cap hit, you could definitely understand why the Sabres decided to go down this way. Is it unjustified? Is it sad? You could say it is, but at the same time, it makes sense when you think about the dollars going in and the dollars coming out. I mean, saving up $7 million a year for next season is a lot of money. Dom Lucian also went out there and tweeted this out. Jeff Skinner is getting bought out for good reason. He's still a decent second-line winger with a lot of defensive warts, but it's obviously hard to justify him at $9 million. Jeff Skinner, according to Dom's model, is a +7 offensive rating and a -3 defensive rating. His actual AAV was $9 million, although his projected value, based off of how he actually played, was somewhere worth around the $5.2 million mark. If he was making $5.2 million, then the Sabres probably wouldn't have needed to buy him out. $4 million as a difference is a lot. That's an entire extra player that you can add on there. You also had yourselves Andy and Rono go out there and tweet out this. The Buffalo Sabres are buying out the last 3 years of Jeff Skinner's contract. He is still one of the best offensive forwards at 5v5. I wouldn't buy him out. This model says that Jeff Skinner's apparent dollar amount worthy capable number is about $1 million shy of his real $9 million a year. I guess if you're going at it and saying, hey, he's a point-per-game caliber guy who can get 82 points and 35 goals, then maybe that is worth $8-9 million bucks, but still, at the end of the day, this is the scoop that we had gotten. This model goes out there and still says some of the same things, that Jeff Skinner is in the bottom 3 percentile of NHL players for defense, but he's in the top 6 percentile of players for offense. So, same things here. Great on offense, not too great on defense. You then had yourself Steve Dangle go out there and say this: Jeff Skinner can still score. He had scored 33 and 35 goals in Buffalo before dipping down to 24 this year. The $9 million cap hit didn't make sense, but he should still light the lamp plenty for his next team at a more reasonable number. Then finally, you had yourselves the Sabre report. With a little bit more of an emotional response to the Skinner buyout, he has to be the most likable Sabre to play for the team during the draft. Such a fun and unique player to watch. I wish we hadn't lost 2 prime seasons of his to horrible coaching. Nothing would make me happier than seeing him help a playoff contender. And honestly, I think he could. Jeff Skinner has very limited playoff experience. In fact, he has none of it. He wasn't a part of the Carolina Hurricanes when they started to become good and consistently make the playoffs. And he's been on Buffalo every single year since then. So hopefully he signs a cheap deal with a contender. He could go to free agency and add some very well-needed goal scoring to a team's offensive contributions. And ultimately, if it's at a cheaper dollar amount, that could bode very well for all parties involved. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Jeff Skinner getting bought out, as tweeted out here by Chad Didaminisis. How do you feel about the contract? How do you feel about the buyout? What do you think Jeff Skinner's future looks like in the NHL? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.